Welcome to a new video. Lucas here from Ecom Mails, and in this video I wanted to show you how we tripled this brand's revenue in November, generating 130k thousand US dollar in less than 2 months. Bold claims, but as usual I will go through the background before working with us, the objectives, our strategy, the results, and my learnings, or our learnings, and maybe that's helpful for you. So yeah, let's deep dive directly and go without wasting any time. So this brand is a Ukraine fashion brand. They sell worldwide, and due to the war that we all know is there, they had to downscale in March and April, because obviously they were operating through Ukraine, and the fashion designer were in Ukraine. So they basically moved their whole departure outside of Ukraine, to Poland. Right now, I think they have a 50-50 split between Ukraine and Poland, but basically they had to move their existing departure outside of the areas where the war was. So that's kind of the actual status quo. And they were like, before all of that happened, they were not utilizing email to the full potential. They had, these few couple campaigns. For example, during Black Friday, they sent some campaign, and then maybe one or two a month, and the flows were set up a year ago or something, because they were actually reliant on ads, and they were spending a lot of money on ads, and they were profitable. So they never thought about anything other than that, and they didn't know that it's necessary, or like the potential of emails. But since money was really, really tight after, downscaling, they still had their full staff. So they had to scale down. And then they looked into basically things that they can leverage and keep up the profitability during those hard times. So they looked into email marketing, as I said, because of the profitability and because they had a list already built throughout the years, built through a high ad spend, through loyal customers, stuff like that. And yeah, so basically we started working together in July, 2022. And yeah, I'm shooting this video in January 2023. And in the last 2 months, we generated them 130K. So just, for the full background, and for the context. What were our objectives? Basically, jump in and provide a proper and consistent email strategy, including revamping the flows, adjusting everything that needs some adjustments. And in this case, it's a bit unique. We also wanted to generate cash flow because, as I said, they've been heavily reliant on ads. So they had a quite healthy list. But basically, they were not utilizing the emails at all. So that was kind of the objective. Basically, trying to survive this period of the business. So what was our strategy throughout the month? So first of all, we pretty much revamped the whole strategy. We also moved to a dedicated sending domain to increase the deliverability, because what we've seen, and maybe in that case for your brand as well, if you're not sending that many emails, you do not even know the potential of your deliverability. So if you're sending like one email per month, sure, you add like decent open rates, but once you're starting to send more, and once you're moving to a more regular schedule, you will probably, if you're sending through Klaviyo, you will come to a point of diminishing returns where you just see your email open rates decline over time. It's just because Klaviyo in and of itself does not support that high volume of sending emails. So basically, we moved to a dedicated sending domain in September. We had a warm-up sequence, or like warm-up phase, during September, but then we wanted to have everything ready for Black Friday, because we know, okay, till Black Friday everything should be set up. We want to have a really, really good, healthy email deliverability. We will spend more on ads, so let's get everything together before Black Friday. So we moved to a dedicated sending domain, and we basically send consistent emails, 2 per week, that the actual customer wants to see. It took us some time to find it out, because this brand is quite unique. They are more like in the high fashion, high AOV. So their AOV ranges between 300 and 400 US dollar. So that's why, it took some time, and we're still testing a lot and trying to find good angles, because it's still not the same just fashion brand and just streetwear. It's more like high end and a little bit unique. The designs are quite unique. and therefore the angle should be unique as well. So we're still testing, but we kind of found a good strategy, which consists actually with reviews, because with their products they are custom made. So, or not custom made, but handmade. So basically, they're made to order. If you order now, they will then produce your order and not, on stock and stuff. So um, in that case, it's also everything is handmade, so it's not like they have machines and stuff. They have actually fashion designer, who like do all of this stuff. So it's yeah, it's basically a different approach. So we want to communicate that and also communicate the actual high quality that the customer gets. So we worked a lot with reviews in a clothing brand, which is not something that you would expect, but that's something that worked really, really well. And what we also had, because as I said, like this is in the last 2 months, and obviously in that period is Black Friday as well. So what we did during the Black Friday, we had a real time consuming setup, which was basically people, like existing customer got 25% off, and new customers get 20% off. The angle was basically to reward people that are already within the brand, and that's basically the angle that they chose. We integrated that for all of the campaigns that we sent throughout Black Friday, plus all flows with tailored copy and design and technical setup. So you could already think of how much time that actually took. But yeah, we basically adjusted everything, custom tailored copy, custom tailored design, technical setup, everything properly set up that people who already know the brand get 25% off within the flows, but also within the campaigns, and 20% for basically people who never purchased at all. So that's kind of the whole setup that we did during this period, which was quite unique, because usually we do this for all brands, that we have a dedicated Black Friday flows where everything is a little bit more aggressive, and the designs and the copy is tailored to the sale. But in this case, we wanted to actually have a split up and between those two customer segments. So that was really, really time consuming, but the results speak for themselves. We did 130K. We almost tripled their email revenue, plus 300%, which is amazing. Yeah, so that's pretty much the case study in and of itself. What are our learnings, or what can you learn from this case study, is basically do not underestimate the importance of email marketing. And it's something that I see a lot of times. In my opinion, email marketing is not something that you should focus first, because email marketing will just, it's like I came up with the reference that it's more like the defense. So to win a game, you have to have shoot goals, right? So that's what ads are for. Like, you have to get new customers in, but basically email is the defense. So without a good defense, you will not be able to win the game also. So that's why I always tell people that they should not look into email marketing at the beginning, have their basic flows set up. But once you're at a certain volume, you want to have email, SMS, whatever it is, you want to have it integrated, because it gives you such an advantage in comparison to other brands that are not utilizing it. It's way more profitable. Even the ads people that we work with are like, for example, we work with a brand, and the ads agency reaches out to us saying, "Hey, good job, guys. Thank you so much for like your profitability in the back end, because now we know that we can afford to spend a little bit more on the top and top of funnel and to acquire people, because they know in the end they will end up buying more." So they are way more comfortable in scaling the budget and scaling the brand if you have a proper back end. And that's something that's really, really important, especially nowadays. Yeah, with the nature of the economy, stuff like that. I do not want to go in too much detail here, but basically, do not underestimate the importance of email marketing. It's really, really vital, in my opinion. If you're not doing any email marketing, you're definitely leaving out a lot of room for improvement. And I don't mean email marketing is not having like two flows, a welcome flow of 3 emails, giving someone 10%. That's not email marketing. Email marketing is like actually a deeper strategy to improve the customer lifetime value, and also reduce the time between the first and the second purchase, stuff like that, and also reduce the cost per acquisition. But yeah, sum it up, do not underestimate the importance of email marketing. Also, definitely move to a dedicated sending domain. Deliverability, you do not want to miss with your deliverability. And if you're still sending through Klaviyo, please do not do that, because it's such an easy leverage to send through your dedicated sending domain if your domain is already aged and stuff. For example, if you're a complete new brand, I would stick to Klaviyo, but if you have and do some volume, move to a dedicated setting domain, you will see better open rates, you will see better click-through rates, you will see better results overall in terms of money generated. And also, yeah, test what works for your audience. Sorry, but it's just something that we saw from brand to brand. It's like you cannot cookie cut, because in the end, each audience is totally different. So sometimes we see stuff that we think will outperform other stuff, but in the end, the audience is unique to your brand. So if you have a unique audience, you should have unique email strategies. So for example, for this one brand, I don't know, plain text works really, really good. Or maybe a bestsellers campaigns work really, really good. Reviews work really, really good. Whatever it is, test what works for your audience and then utilize that within your whole email strategy. Conclusion: if you want to get results like that, let's definitely chat. Here's my calendar link. My Twitter handle is Lucas Brock 1. My LinkedIn is Lucas Brock. And if you want to, see other case studies, see other results, see some of the designs that we do, see some customer testimonial, click on ecommails.com and go through that, schedule a call, and then I can show you basically how you can do this as well and how we can help you scale your e-commerce brand. Thank you so much for your time and your attention, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks.